Welcome to the hottest real estate topics on the planet, keeping you up to date with all the creative ways to buy and sell real estate without bank qualifying, so anyone can build real income starting today. Here is another great show with Dealmaker Bill and Pete the Rookie.
All right, here we are at another episode of Flipping Houses for Rookies.
Yeah, but Bill, this is different.
Why is it different, Pete? Yeah, so there's a camera.
That makes it different.
And there's an engineer.
Hi, Emma.
Emma's back there. So if you guys want to talk to Emma, she's on the chat line so you guys can talk to her. Em, why don't you give us a microphone and say hello?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, see, Emma's alive. She's real.
It's not just the name of a computer.
Did you get my email?
Yeah.
The one that was sent to us about show 42 about laughing their ass off and they like your jokes.
That's
and
right.
they're
Told you.
voting for you to be an apprentice?
I got another half a point that I'm in.
Oh, my God. What up with that?
I got a fan. If I get another one, I'll have a trend.
You'll have a trend. You'll have two fans.
Two fans.
And then you're not going to protest like they're doing on political stuff, are you?
Well, oh, no. These are just all in one direction. That's yes.
I don't understand that myself. I mean, I want to get into politics, but I understand it. So you get 20 people together on a sidewalk, and that's supposed to represent the entire United States?
That's right.
Oh, okay. I guess that's what philosophy you're working on right now. If I get two, I got a fan club.
One person complains, and everybody's got to wear a helmet. You think I'm kidding? I found out 2 years ago that my local school, the grammar school, can't have a Halloween party. 4 people were offended. Their kids couldn't go because it's against their belief system. Seriously. Fine. If you don't want to go, don't go. I want to go.
I don't even want to get into that.
Well, that's the point. 4 people complain, and everybody else has to stay home.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my kid wrote the story about the helmet.
Can I put my headphones on? I'm going to put my headphones on so I can hear everything. All right, Peter, so what show number are we on? We're on show number 46.
46.
Yeah.
4 more weeks, and there's a big party somewhere.
Big party. We're going to have a big
Bill's
party.
paying.
Bill, oh, I'm paying?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You're the one that was telling me you got all the money in the bank and you're doing good. You're paying.
Yeah, but that's how I got it, following you. So I'm going to keep following you.
Doesn't mean I have to pay.
All right, I'll chip in.
All right, you'll chip in.
I'll bring the popcorn.
The popcorn. Episode number 46, Peter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I cheated this morning because I gave you the name of the title.
Yes. Bill, so come on, we're going like live streaming YouTube. What's the show about? It says you'll find out in a few minutes.
This is the only time it probably will ever happen. From now on, I am not telling you the name of the because it takes away the whole rookie thing.
It still doesn't help.
What do you mean?
It's a title. I don't know what's going on still.
Right. So the name of the show is today's show is How Stubborn Are You, or Should You Be? How stubborn are you? Now I want you to answer that question, Peter.
Well, me?
Yeah, because all of us around you have probably a different answer.
Of course. Because you're looking at it through your own demented viewpoints, everybody. Don't ask my wife.
Or your kids.
No, you can ask them.
Or your mom.
She likes me.
Just recently.
She said the same thing to me. Goodbye. Have a nice day and a productive day. She wants me to work. Saturday, Sunday, she's making me work all the time.
Because you're taking care of her. Didn't you catch on?
That's right. She just wants me to keep footing the bills.
Keep making money and paying those bills.
Cranking her up. And she's making flipping house interest money, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
She's making money.
She is.
That's right. Better than her investment account.
Exactly. Yeah, we've taken care of that, haven't we?
That's right.
Good. So, how stubborn are you? You haven't answered the question.
I'm trying to avoid it.
Come on, Pete.
Well, stubborn. Good stubborn or bad stubborn?
I don't know. I didn't ask that question. I asked, how stubborn are you?
There's 2 stubborns.
Pete, you're not answering the question.
That's why I have to clarify the question first.
Why?
Because there's 2 stubborns.
Is this too close to home, Peter?
No.
No? Facial expressions and everything.
Bill, I can't help that. This is me toned down. This is my toned down facial expressions. Bill, I am really good stubborn.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me what that means.
That means tenacious.
Yeah? Uh-oh. No, we don't want to look it up.
That means I hang on.
All right, good. So, really, the name of today's show, now that on the headline and on the podcast, it's going to be How Stubborn Are You, or Should You Be? Okay?
Yeah.
That's the name of the show. But what I wanted to name the show, and you know me and my copywriting things, and I don't do anything like in a couple words, right? I want to make sure everybody understands it, and I want to make sure that I got the whole thing in there.
There's
I don't care how many words it is.
There's a long version?
Yeah, you want to hear it?
Go ahead.
It really should be called My Stubbornness, Your Dogma, meaning your dogma, the audience.
Not my dogma karma.
No. So it's my stubbornness, meaning me, Bill the Dealmaker, and
Yeah.
your dogma, meaning the people listening,
Yeah.
and a dirty little trick. That's
Okay,
really the
that's-
name of the show.
It'll take the whole show to explain that, so I'm just
Yeah.
going to wait.
So it's my stubbornness,
Yeah.
their
Your
dogma, their dogma.
Yeah, and who's Dirty Little Secret?
Mine.
All right.
So I'm going to let the cat out the bag here in episode 46. But I'm not going to do it till the end of the show because it's going to take that long to get there.
Okay.
All right,
It's not just a trick.
So let's talk about some words first. What
Okay.
is stubbornness in Bill's planet? We're talking about Bill's planet now, right? Because that's not always like the same, right?
No, I'm guessing you mean good stubbornness, because I'm talking about good. Wait, was that the word stubbornness?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good stubbornness. It's like, not giving up.
Yeah.
Some people just give up right away. Corollary. I had a student a few months ago. Said, "Okay, why don't you try to play this song?" She goes, "I can't." I'm
Didn't even try.
serious. I said, "Juliana, what's going on? You haven't even tried." But I can't. You said it again. Stop it. At least try, then screw up. But she doesn't say it anymore. But I mean, that's how bad it can be.
Did you fire her as a student?
No, she's paying.
Did you beat her and put her in the closet?
No, she's paying.
Really?
No,
Oh, wow.
I'm very good with the children and the adults. I got many of those. So no, it's just some people just give up. In their own mind. I can't do that. Here's what I say. There's enough things in the world beating you up, fighting you, kicking you, dragging you down. Why do it to yourself?
Okay. Peter has spoken.
That's my 2 cents. You know what I mean? You can't. Like, Jesus, let the world beat you up. Don't help them. It's enough trouble. Just keep shoving forward.
So after you said all that, I'm going to summarize it in one word.
Why do you ask?
Persistence.
Entertainment value.
Yeah. Persistence.
What? Yeah, sure.
So really what we mean in stubbornness is persistence. One of the things that I do know, and my family knows, especially my mother knows, that I'm stubborn. And what I mean by stubborn is I get a damn idea in my head. Emma will tell you that. Emma will tell you, she'll be the first to tell you if she'll come on the mic. She's a little mic shy. She said when she first started working for me, I would say to her, she'd say, "You can't do that, Dad." I'm like, "But I saw somebody else do that, so it can be done." Mm. And I get an idea in my head, and I don't necessarily listen to what the outside world is telling me. Unless it's telling me something factual that just can't be done. I mean, I'm not a pie-in-the-sky type of guy. Mm-hmm. I'm very pragmatic or very practical, at least I think I am anyways. And I make sure that I test things and I check things. So the big thing that this audience gets is the fact that I've bought over 100 houses. I've done over 200 closings. I've done well over 3,000 presentations. Mm. So really all I'm doing is just doing. I've just kind of done it enough that there's patterns. Mm. So I'm just sharing with you guys the patterns, right?
Right. Well, I understand the best business policies are the ones that have been tested and tested and tested and proven, not just, I got an idea, why don't we try this?
But the point that I'm making is I'm stubborn about it because once I have to prove to myself it does work or doesn't work.
But what do you do when things don't go your way?
So that's an important thing to talk about because when things don't go your way, you have to realize that that's actually like failure is, to me, is almost, I don't like failure. Nobody likes failure. But it's a roadmap, right? Mm-hmm. It's like things I shouldn't do. It's a way for me to learn. Mm-hmm. It's no different than picking up. When I pick up a book and I read how to do email, I'm reading about email marketing right now, or, we're going to a seminar in a month or so. Why would I go to a seminar? Because things change. Things are new. Mm-hmm. Things happen. I have a new idea about how I want to run my business, right? So I'm going to go investigate it. Yeah. It's going to cost a couple $1,000s when we're done, but you know what? It could make us hundreds of thousands of dollars. And our listeners, once I test it and I share it with them, it's going to be worth hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions when we're done, right?
And if you want to fund our trip for a free piece of the action, call in.
No, chat to Emma.
Chat number.
Give Emma your name and phone number, and we'll call you. Hey, we got a live audience now. I think we do. Do we have a live audience? Oh,
Off? Click.
she should put the mic by her when she talks. She look at her. She's all red. No, Dad, don't talk to me. Anyways, so persistence is. Oh, you know what, Pete? I just realized that we started the show, and we really need to tell the podcast people that don't have a camera what we're doing. Oh my goodness! So today is our first live streaming podcast. So from this point forward, if you've listened to 45 other shows, you've been listening to us, and thank you for being there. Okay? But we've had so many questions in the emails and stuff that what I've decided to do is we record every Thursday morning, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. I know it's not a good time for a lot of people, but we record Thursday mornings, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time because we're in Connecticut, United States.
Yes.
Okay, because we have listeners that are like in Australia and all that kind of stuff.
And for them, they can be listening at supper time.
That's right. So at this, what we've done is if you go to, I'm going to give you a link, and we're going to be giving this link out a lot. It's flippinghouses.club/live stream. So it's flippinghouses.club/live stream. And Emma is now going to be with us every single show, and she's going to be behind the scenes. Although we're going to get her on the mic because I wanted to get her on the mic, but that'll take some shows. And Emma is actually running the live chat. So if you guys have questions, she's going to swing the mic in front of her, and she's going to read the questions to us, and we're going to answer questions live.
So how do people type us a question?
So if they go to the URL, flippinghouses.club/live stream, on the top of the screen is a video of us, because they'll see us right now where we are, and underneath the screen is a chat box.
Okay.
And they can type in their questions there.
Awesome.
And Emma will read it so we can get live questions. Okay.
Speaking of those live questions, I actually have one for you right now.
Here we go.
Boom, boom.
She's on the mic. Da-da!
It's from Moa.
Moa. Hey, Moa. How are you?
Her question is whether Bill's yellow letter campaign can be used for probate mailing, or does it need to be changed?
No, don't change anything.
That was the question.
That was the answer. What Mo is talking about is a really cool marketing thing that I teach my coaching clients, just my coaching clients. And the reason why I just do it with my coaching clients is because it works so damn good that they need help once they start getting the calls, because it brings a 20 to 30% response rate. So I only teach it to my coaching clients because the marketing is that good. Okay, so if you want to know about coaching, just hit the contact button on flippinghouses.club and send me an email, or send an email at info@flippinghouses.club. Okay, and I will tell you that it's not easy to get into my coaching group. So, because it's pretty full right now, and I run my ass off for my guys because 80% of them right now are actually doing deals. 80% of my coaching group are doing deals, and that runs my ass ragged.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of them here, and I look at a lot of pictures, and I'll go out and do the deals. I'll get on the phone with them if I have to. I do a lot of stuff for them.
Sure.
So
you do.
So Moa is talking about a marketing plan that I use with them, and the answer, Moa, is that yes, you use the same exact letter to that list, and it works. Okay, she good?
She said thanks.
Okay, good. So back to the show.
Back to the show.
So we're live. So as of now, anybody that's listening to podcasts can now get on live or watch it. Here's what we're going to do. We record about 2 weeks in advance. So the show that we're doing today, you will not see, I think, for 2 weeks, right, Em?
We're actually a week in advance, so it's actually going to be 3 weeks for this one.
Okay.
So we have 44 this upcoming week and 45 the next week, and then the week after will be this one.
Okay, so it'll be 3 weeks before we air this show. So that probably will stay that way because every week we'll do a show, right? So it'll probably be about 3 weeks out.
Yeah, if we end up having a week that we can't do it, it'll end up being 2 weeks.
Okay, good. So The reason why I'm saying that is because the other thing that we're adding, and I don't mean to be doing a commercial here, but the other thing we're adding is that once the podcast, because the podcast is the thing we're not changing, because we're recording a podcast right now. We're just doing a live stream and adding on top of it.
Wow.
The other thing that we're going to do is so on Mondays the podcast every Monday a podcast get released.
Right.
We used to record them on Thursday and then release them on Monday, but because of the holidays and stuff, we recorded them in advance so we can have our holidays and stuff. So we're always a couple weeks ahead. But also when the podcast released on Monday, we're also going to do a blog post with the video. Okay. Now the blog post that we release is going to be 3 weeks later, so you can't ask questions.
Sure.
So the purpose of us doing this live and being ahead is you can actually go on the live chat and you can actually ask questions. Okay. The chat will not be on the blog post because we can't right, Em? We can't copy and paste we can't.
No, it doesn't record the chat.
Right. So the only thing I'm going to see on the blog is a summary, just like they do with the podcast.
Yeah.
And us talking. So you're not going to be able to see any of the chat.
Okay.
Okay. So did I clarify that?
No.
Oh. Don't make me do it again.
I need a chart. Can you put a chart up here?
So-
Bill, you told me this is going to be great. You said all the things we did. We got lights, and Emma did a great job, and you did a great job. And I come in today like, how do I find all this stuff myself?
Yeah.
But, of course,
So-
I'm in the middle of it.
So
I've
there's nothing.
experienced it.
There's nothing you have to find. If you just go to flippinghouses.club, you can go to flippinghouses.club/live stream, and everything is there.
Cool.
Okay, or you can go to flippinghouses.club podcast, and everything is there. There's a link to the live stream on the podcast page.
No, but there will be soon.
That will be this afternoon.
Good idea.
That was just a good idea, I guess.
I'm just asking because people are going to go, what do you find where? 'Cause- Okay.
Yeah. So just either go to flippinghouses.club/podcast or /live stream, and you'll find everything.
Awesome.
Okay, or you can go to blog.
Yeah. Because, I know because I'm in the middle of it, but my friends and people I run into, I went for a loan at the bank to get a line of credit for a house. The guy goes, I do real estate too. I hand him the card. Can I come to the meeting? They want to see the stuff, so I want to be able to point them in the right. I think we need a little flyer so I can hand off to people.
Okay,
You know?
sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Believe
good.
me.
So let's get back to the show.
Back to the show.
Now we got all the homework done, or
Yeah.
the housekeeping. That's
That's
better
all
word.
very
Housekeeping.
interesting stuff going on here.
Yeah, we're expanding.
We have a sign and everything.
That's that.
What's that? What's that about?
That is Peter's sign. That's Peter's creation. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
the
I'm
artist.
just following I
You're
follow
not-
instructions.
No, you're not.
What?
You're not following instructions.
I totally
Don't lie.
did. Totally
Don't
did.
lie.
What? They've made a red line?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's better.
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's not following instructions. My signs do not have yellow lines.
My sign's better.
So just because you're an artist, you're going to put a little art in there and you think it's
right.
better?
That's right.
Oh, my God.
When that's on the street, people see that from a mile away. What's that yellow thing with a red line? And, that's right.
So you know what?
What?
Just like you're trying to be an apprentice, I'm trying to be an artist. And I realize that I am an artist.
How's that?
I'm the art of the deal, man.
Okay. Careful.
Yeah.
Careful.
You can't dispute that one, can you?
I think that's copyrighted.
The art of the deal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why? Oh, Trump.
Yeah.
President Trump.
That's right.
He's not Donald Trump anymore.
Not
He's
even
President
Mr.
Trump.
Right.
And whether I like him or not, he deserves it. He did what he was supposed to, and he got voted in, so he should be called President Trump. He did what he was supposed to.
Now, if you can just vote everybody else, and we need to make the world a little better place. Ouch.
Oh, whatever. I put my little 2 cents in November, and there you go.
Okay.
My stubbornness, it really means persistence. It really means persistence. If you don't have thick skin and you are not willing to receive failure, do not be self-employed. Do not get in this business, and do not even think that you're going to make a fortune. You're going to be paid by the hour. You're going to constantly swap time for money so that you could be protected. Huh?
I
You
feel
get,
safe.
Get your safe little
Have a
paycheck
job.
on Friday.
What do you mean I lost my job?
Yeah.
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 You know,
Buy your car and your white picket fence.
which I like, but how? And I had to do a lot of study on this because there's different types of people. There's different mental attitudes, and I've always been a kind of self-employed type of person. My dad was, even back the farmers in the old country. My grandfather had a big farm and hired people. So we're kind of like that in my family.
Yep.
Some of us, and I'm just like that. But a lot of people don't have that approach. They think of like a job. So it's a completely different mentality, and you have to decide if you're going to be one or the other. You got to figure out how to be this other crazy self-employed. No matter what happens, you just keep going.
Right.
It's a whole different thing. It isn't clock the time card and pull the money out.
Right. Yeah.
Not at all.
Well,
It's pull the money out. Wait, ching. Wait.
well, I know you
ching.
talked about this in the last show. I think at this particular point, I think I'm going on almost 4 months without a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's not true. That's not true. We closed on Newington, but it wasn't a very big paycheck for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big paycheck, but we split it.
Yeah.
So it didn't act like, but it was. I mean, it was enough, but it's not what I'm.
You have to get twice as many of those, so it adds up.
Yeah. So I mean, think about it this way: if you want to make $100,000 a year, you got to at least close every 3 months. You got to close on a property and make $30,000 net profit. By the time you pay your taxes, you're down to $20,000-$25,000. You make $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
So you got to close on a piece of property at least every 3 months. You got to bring in that $25,000 or $30,000 check.
While building up your cash flow properties and all that
Right.
stuff too, to have more steady flow.
Well, no, I don't want to give that connotation because you're making it sound like you could do that with a flip. You could also make that much money with an owner finance deal. You can make that much money with a deposit. You can make that much money with a lease option. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's true, of course.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, there's a lot of you got the 7 ways to make the money.
Yeah.
And if you do whatever, here's what happens. Whatever comes your way, you do the deal. If you know how to do it, if it's a number 1 deal, number 4 deal, if it's whatever it is, you do what it is. You can't make a deal that it isn't.
right.
So I just pulled in an owner financing. I wasn't expecting it.
Right.
I'm working on closing the condo right now. It just, that's how it turned out.
But let's talk about that for a second. You bought a $70,000 condo, and when you're all done, you're making $30,000, but it comes monthly. It's not one big check.
When I'm done, I think I'm making the whole 70.
Oh, it's possible.
Yeah, because I'm holding on to it.
Yeah.
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 But
so
I got equity right now.
right. So you walked
close.
in. You walked into it with $10,000 or $15,000 with equity. Because what's the rule?
You have to walk away with either equity or good cash flow. Something.
No.
Always equity?
So when you buy a house, you either have to have equity today or very shortly after that, right? Because with a slot deal, we have to make the equity,
Right.
right? Which, by the way, if there's anybody that is listening to us and doesn't know what we're talking about, go to flippinghouses.club. I have 10 videos there. I show you the videos. I show you the 7 different ways. I do deal structuring, all kinds of stuff. Okay? We have beginner's checklists now. I mean, the website is just, Emma's doing a phenomenal job with the website. So, and keeping track of me and all my ideas.
That's rough. Because you got a lot of them.
Every day.
Every day. Pete, what? I got this new thing. Go ahead.
The problem is that you filter them and you don't listen to me all the time and you only act on some of them, Peter.
Bill, you can't finish all your ideas. You have so many. I might have a new job soon. It's filtering Bill. Focusing Bill.
Did we cover stubbornness?
I think so.
It's really persistence.
It's good stubbornness.
Well, you have to be stubborn.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's good or bad. I don't want to put that like there's no such thing as an absolute. There's no such thing as good or bad stubbornness. I think it's just being stubborn.
Well, I'm saying bad. Like there's stubborn where a person won't change. They won't give in. If they find here's the actual facts of the matter, which you're going to talk about in dogma.
Right.
So that's where stubbornness can come in as you get into that. If somebody won't change their mind when they know it should be this way, people like that. They just won't give in.
Right.
And they walk away like, geez, I just proved it to you. Never. So that's dumb stubborn.
Well,
sorry.
To your point, we talk about this all the time in the coaching group. Okay?
Yeah.
See how klutzy I can be? We talk about this in the coaching group, right? What's the definition of a solution?
I think I might have heard you say that only once, so it didn't stick to come back. A solution.
Problem gone.
A problem gone. Okay.
Definition of a solution is problem gone.
Yeah.
So if I say I'm going to buy and sell real estate and make $10,000 a month, and I go 6 months without making $10,000, whatever idea I have, that stubbornness may not be right.
Oh, you might be doing it the wrong way.
So being stubborn isn't what I'm talking about. It's being stubborn is that I know I can get it. I'm not talking about evaluating the data and being stubborn on the data.
Right, and that's what I'm saying,
And there's
too.
a difference.
Absolutely. You have to be able to be flexible as you learn and change your mind.
Right.
Because if you know everything right now, just don't listen.
So let's do it this way. You have to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
That's a good definition of stubbornness.
Yeah.
Right?
You have to have faith,
you have
believe.
You have to be persistent and believe. And the reason why you're persistent is because you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you just got to really believe in what you're doing. Now, if you roll down the road 2 or 3 months and you're not getting what you're wanting, then you really have to introspect. You have to put that third eye on yourself. And you have to really look at, shit, what am I doing?
Yeah, but that's just the way you're doing something. It's not like it won't work. Well, you have to do it some different way.
Right.
Because I've watched people, I'm going to make a big killing. I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to make a year later, they made a dime.
Right.
I'm just chugging along making a few thousand there, a cash flow there, and it's starting to add up.
Right.
I'm getting somewhere instead of like
So
waiting for some magic.
We're going to come back to this because that's where the dirty little trick comes in.
Oh.
At the end.
See, I don't know where we're going with the show.
All right, so let's do this. I got a dictionary. You know me and dictionaries, right? So you pointed to me. The word dogma
Yeah.
means a doctrine or a system of doctrines formally propounded. Oh, boy.
That's like taught. Like shoved down your throat kind of.
By church or religious body or held to be authoritative. Okay? So let's pick the definition number 2. Principle, belief, or tenet, usually formally stated and view as authoritative.
Yeah, so these ideas that are kind of, you have to believe it because I'm the authority.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly, this dictionary doesn't do as good of a job as the dictionary I looked up in this morning. Basically, what dogma is there's a data that's given, and you're told this is true, don't question me.
Yeah. I wasn't raised like that. Oh, my God.
Right. And there's a lot of those datums.
Yeah, I don't work well with that. And you don't. I'm sure you don't either.
So let's pick one.
Go ahead.
Let's pick one.
Yeah.
I need capital to buy real estate.
Boom.
It's a dogma.
Yeah. I can't get into real estate. I don't have any money.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Here's another one. I need to have a realtor license to buy and sell real estate.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know that was a dogma.
Right?
Isn't
it?
I didn't think that, but okay. I guess some people
But you
do.
were for
well, you know,
enough long.
when people say, I'm in real estate, they go, you're a realtor? No, I'm in no.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
a
go.
Professional home
So
buyer.
that brings us to the next dogma.
Yeah.
If you're going to sell a piece of property or buy a piece of property, I need a realtor.
You have to use a realtor.
They did a good job there, right? When I hear that, here's
Yeah.
what goes through my mind. Now, remember, we're on Planet Bill, so this is a little cloudy, dark area, right? Is my mother on the line?
She is watching.
She's watching?
Yes,
I
both
have
of
to
your
be
parents
careful.
are watching.
to
Just
be
so
careful.
you know.
Good.
I confess
Bill,
too much.
Bill, you're still in trouble because you asked. Mom, you caught him.
Mom,
His
sorry.
So what does he say when Mom's not listening? Sorry, I'm going to push you in further. Careful.
I
You
forgot
have-
what I was going
Bill,
to say now.
Didn't your mother? I'm sorry, that's my job too, to get you off it. Didn't your mother always say that if you can't do something with her watching, don't do it?
Yeah, well, I was surprised she didn't kick up when I was talking about being stubborn, because if there's one thing that my mother calls me, it's definitely stubborn. There's a few other words, too, in there.
Well, I think Em has like 3 messages from her, but she's holding them.
Oh, I got a filter now. Her grandchild is filtering her. Oh, my God, I completely don't know.
Well, that was how stubborn you are, because your mother knows how stubborn you are?
Yeah.
Were you going there somewhere?
No, dogma. We were talking about dogma. Oh, my God.
Not my
got
cat,
way
my dog?
Got way off track.
Okay, well, we'll start again. We'll reboot. So the point with dogma is that it's we had the realtors. You have to be a realtor to buy and sell property.
Right.
Or you have to have capital to buy property. All those ideas that we're supposed to think is the way it is. So you can't get into the business.
Right. So you have all these like little things that you think are true, but they're not. Right?
I mean, they happen, but they're not ultimates.
Right.
It's not the only.
Right.
You know, you see it happens, but there's other ways.
Well, let's talk about this. So what most... Uh-oh, Emma's laughing. Uh-oh, here it comes.
What did Mom say?
Quote, how about pompous?
Yeah, I didn't want to bring up the pompous and arrogant thing.
Just assume she's
I was
listening.
trying to be politically correct, but evidently she's going to bring it up.
But Bill, at least you're pompous to a fault, okay? In a good way.
Yeah. The funny thing is my mother's the only one that tells me that. So there you go.
Okay.
So actually, I've had other people tell me I'm arrogant but not pompous. So here's the deal. If you think you want to buy and sell real estate, there's too much false data out there. And one of them, the biggest one we deal with is buy low, sell high.
Mm.
So the biggest one we deal with is you should go on the MLS, which is a great place to buy real estate, but it's the worst place to buy real estate. Okay? So you go on the MLS, and the object is to buy low.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you're competing with a bunch of people.
You have cash.
Yeah.
You have capital.
Yeah.
Right? And you compete against the people like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And you buy real estate. Then you add value to it somehow.
Yeah.
Whether it's a renovation, whether you're going to do owner financing because you got a lot of capital, whether you're whatever, right? Now, the scumbags in the industry, and I'm calling them out right now, the scumbags in the industry will take a house and they'll put a little bit of lipstick on it. What do they say? Lipstick on a pig?
Yeah.
Right? And they'll come in and they'll paint it. They'll paint it.
Yeah.
And not do the kitchen, not do the floors, and they'll cheap out, and then they'll want to get the big money. Right? So those point blank are just whores. They're just pieces of shit in the industry.
Use house salesmen.
Right. Exactly. Okay? So if you're one of those people and you're listening, I'm sorry I offended you. Just get off the podcast because I'm not your guy.
Well, if they're offended, they're admitting it.
Then let them go.
Yeah.
They either need to change their way. But the point is that's not how most of the industry is. Just like in the used car business, there's good salesmen and there's bad salesmen. Okay? So every industry has it. Those are ours.
Sure.
Okay? But the dogma of the whole thing is this. You think you have to buy low and sell high. You think it's a competition game. You want to hear something that's really gross?
Yeah.
We've been talking about this for weeks because I listened to I was at one of my live networking meetings, right? And what happened was one of the realtors stood up and did his 15-minute presentation. Remember I told you this a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
And he actually said in his presentation, I never articulated this like this, and it was so fantastic because I learned so much from it.
Yeah.
He said, and the realtor code of ethics, and the realtor code of ethics, definitely in Connecticut. I don't know about the rest of the country, but I know because I've been in Florida. I've lived in Florida, so I know it's there too. Yeah. And I've been in Texas. I know it's there too. And I've been in California, and I know it's there too. So it's got to be all over the country.
Code of ethics.
This is realtor code of ethics. It's not a law, but their code of ethics is their law.
Right.
Okay? You ready?
Yeah.
You do not disclose your client's motivation.
Wow.
So if you're selling a house for someone, you don't disclose the motivation.
So why are they selling the house? Zip. Nothing.
They will give you a no answer.
Because if they did, then you have leverage to
they feel like
the price.
They feel like the sale becomes predatory.
Yeah.
They feel like the sale becomes predatory. Right?
Yep.
So like, hello? My whole system is on what?
Motivation.
Find a motivated seller.
Yeah. But so if it's wrong for them to do it, how is it right for us to do it?
I don't know. I just don't. I think that they're not clever.
Yeah. Well,
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's do a little role play.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Peter, are you hungry?
Actually, a few minutes ago I had breakfast, but I started feeling hungry. Emma, you got some food?
Yeah. So what do you feel like eating?
More breakfast.
Yeah. Like what?
Egg sandwich.
Okay. Good. So if I were to get you an egg sandwich right now, would that be a bad thing?
No, it'd be great.
Okay. So then what is the matter with me knowing your motivation?
Because will you overcharge me for the breakfast sandwich?
No. No.
Okay.
Why would I do that? Well, you would know anyways. If I overcharge you, you wouldn't buy it, right?
Yeah.
So you're still in control.
Okay. So if you work it out so that it's fair to me, like say it's a $5 sandwich, but you're going to send somebody to go get it for me and all that, and I'd pay $7 because they went and got it for me, I'm still happy because I don't want to go.
Right.
Okay.
So what happens is we go back to the scumbags that we're talking about, people with a lot of money or something, whatever, maybe Wall Street guys, whatever. I'm not totally being fair right now. But the point is this. They think there's only a couple percent of those people, 1 or 2% of those people. The rest of us are really doing business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the house is not signing the documents for the closing. The person you're dealing with is signing the documents.
Yeah, so he has to agree to everything and think it's a good deal for him.
And probably have legal counsel.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if they're in probate, they're going to have an attorney.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in another state, you're going to have a closing company.
Yeah.
Right? And in Connecticut, we're judicial state, so we're going to have lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's not just his decision.
Right.
So it's not like you could hoodwink this guy.
Right.
This is not like, you know, that show. Remember the show 24? You know, they put the bag. What was the name of the show with that guy, 24? What was it?
I don't know which one.
I'm not a TV guy, so,
Oh.
you know, with, you know, he protected the president, right? And they're always putting, you know, they put a bag over their head and they take them in the van. You know, the van's out front. You know, this is not like this. This is not like hoodwinking. You know what I mean? We're not getting away with this.
I've never done it. I don't think I've seen you do it either.
I don't do it.
I
for
didn't
sure.
have a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. That opens up a whole nother conversation.
A bag? I didn't even know what that meant.
An old bag?
Oh, geez. So I don't. She's not an old bag. There you go. See, I didn't get in trouble.
Okay, good.
And she's not listening.
Go ahead.
No, but when we do the motivation with the seller, we're trying to find out what the problem is so we can structure the deal best for them.
Right. Because the way the system works is, what do we have to do? We have to locate and communicate to a motivated seller.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Then we let them know point blank what we do. We have 7 different ways we can buy houses.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, what do? We simply ask them, what do you want?
Yeah, we figure out which one works best.
What's the best offer for you?
Yeah. You show
What
them
would
one.
you like to? What would you like?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Here's what I can do. So then at that point, you present them the offer that you can give them. That's why we have 7 of them.
You make that sound easy,
It is easy.
but I think it was about a month or 2 ago when I finally got to the point where I understood how you do it. I understand what you're saying, but the detail of how you go step finally dawned on me after watching you do it and you explaining to me, because I kind of did it wrong for somebody.
There wasn't a kinda. You did it wrong.
But I still bought the condo.
Yes.
I did.
The safety net was out.
Yeah. No, I think by that time I did. No, when I did that, I had you got me straight in how to do it by that time. But my point is, what you're saying is totally right. But it took me a while to figure out exactly how to go through the steps and the right way to do it.
Right.
It was amazing. I mean, I actually sat with this guy, and I did what you said, and I found the offer that he wanted, and it was a great deal for him and a great deal for me. And he's happy. I send him an email, I need something for the closing. It's like that. He gets back to me like in a flash. He's so
He's
thrilled.
motivated.
He's thrilled.
So let's talk about the deal, all right?
Sure.
So you want me to explain? You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So Peter found a condominium in Newington, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
It's ARV, after renovated value, which we're not going to do any renovations, but after renovated value, which is different than a comp, because a comparable is the way it is to the way the other ones are like it.
Yeah, 10-year-old, 15-year-old, not updated.
If we have an ugly house, okay, we need to, and we're going to improve it. We need to get the comps on an improved house. Yeah. That's called an after renovated value.
Yeah, what would it be worth after we fix it up, not
Right.
just unfix? It's different numbers.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't want to compare an ugly house to an ugly house. You want to compare an ugly house to a pretty house.
You lost me.
Yeah, so a comp is an ugly house compared to an ugly house.
Yeah.
An ARV is an ugly house compared to a pretty house, because you're going to make your house
Oh, yeah.
pretty.
You start with one, you wind up with the other.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
All right, so his ARV was like 70 to 75, and he like really ground that out. I mean, you were really worried about that, so you kind of like went to your realtor and you were like really worried about that.
Well, I don't have a lot of experience doing that, so I just want to have the right number, so I'm making the right offer. But I went myself. I went and looked at how many similar condos, 1 bedroom, about the same size, and I got all the sold, and I looked at it myself, so I felt confident after that. I figured it out.
Right.
But
So
that was the amount.
Yeah. So you figured out that the ARV was 70 to 75, right? So because we sell on owner financing, we could probably push that to 79.
Yep.
Right. So he sat down with the guy and did my system. He did the prospect suspect form. He sat in the house. He did a presentation with him. You did all the paperwork that we do with him, right?
Yep.
And showed him the cost to his sale. He would net about $46,000.
That's right. If you actually sold a realtor with all the expenses, that's what it would be.
So what did he just do? He just made you an offer.
He told me that's what he's looking for. That's what he would get.
Okay, so that's how we do it. Is I don't make offers anymore. The client makes the offer to me.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you want to know how to do this, just go to the website flippinghouses.club.
Yeah.
Okay, because all that stuff is, if it's not there, you send an email and I'll show you where it is. Either Emma and I will show you where it is. Okay, so you actually had him make you an offer. At that point, you got nervous because that was where your training's not stopped, but you were like, you needed more training.
Yeah, well, that's where my experience had me know how to function. And after that, theoretically, I kind of knew where to go. But on the fly, I couldn't think fast enough. So I just keep getting a few steps further, a few steps further, a few steps further. And I just wanted to, like, okay, because you were like my partner in the background. So let me talk to Bill. He goes, yeah, talk to Bill and see what do. So I was totally open to just complete it the next week.
So we sat down with the guy in Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
And a second visit. And we talked prior to that, and there was actually 3 offers we can give, and I'll explain those offers if you want me to, because I think we have time. Yeah. So we gave him 3 offers. I only made it to the second offer, and he said yes. Okay. The first thing I want to bring up, because we haven't talked about this since we left, because we had to go out with our wives and all that kind of stuff, and then we just didn't talk about it. We decided, okay, who's going to make the offer? And I'm like, well, I think you should make the offer, right? And I said, but I'll be right there, and if I don't like what you're doing, I'll take the offer.
Sure.
So you talked for like 4 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing this. And the reason why was you started to tell him how you came up with the evaluation of the property. He didn't give a shit about that. So what is the only thing a person wants when they first begin to sell a house? What do they want?
They want to know what it might sell for, so they want an offer so they can compare if they get other ones and just see where they are.
Right. So get this. So hear what Peter just said. A lot of time I'll ask that question, what does a seller want? They say they want
to
it
sell
sold.
his house.
Yeah, it's not true.
It doesn't happen like that.
What they want is they want offers first, because they want to know what's the most they can get or the most benefit to them.
They got to feel the market.
So they're shopping around.
Yeah.
Okay, so they want to go shopping first. And especially my 5 laws to making an offer, which you can get on flippinghouses.club. My 5 offers or email us and I'll send it. 5 offers to making a deal. One of them is be first or be last. Don't be in the middle. So in this particular case, you were first.
I was first.
Okay.
So I was trying to push my point a little so he really believes me. So I was trying to, for a couple of minutes, just explain myself.
But listen to this. You did the prospect suspect form. Then you went and looked at the condo with him, and then you sat, because there's a tenant there, so you didn't talk about it there. And then you left there and you went someplace and you sat down with him and you did your presentation pack. Now it's several days later, and I sit down with him and he's like, come on again. I want to sell this thing. I'm ready. Can you guys give me a number? And you're talking about evaluation.
Yeah.
He didn't care about that.
Yeah. So you were able to observe him more. I'm still in my head like, what should I do next?
Yeah.
So I wasn't as observant as I would normally be or try to be, because I'm thinking too much. And you're not thinking. You know what to do. So you watched him and you called it just totally fine.
Which is the reason why most people can't just use information. They got to practice this stuff, which is why the coaching. That's why you always need help, and that's why we do the live meetings. And this Saturday we're doing a coaching day. You know, it just takes a little bit of work.
Sure.
Okay. Not that you can't get over that, and not that we can't help you with that. But you're not just going to say one day I'm going to go buy a condo and do like what Peter did. You know, there's a little bit of work in it.
No, and the way you explain it best is there might be 10 to 15, 20 steps. You get a couple of steps, you figured out that you don't know how to do the rest very well, and it falls apart, the deal goes, and you get a little further. So I started doing some lease options. I didn't know what I was doing. I got that far and lost it, but I learned all that stuff. Even if it was a waste, no, I learned how to do it.
Right.
So next time around, I know what I'm doing. It's fine. Learning is part of the process. Without going to college for 4 years, we're on the job training here, folks.
That's right. Yeah, you don't need a Yale degree here. Okay, so
that'll teach you dogma.
Or make you a president, one or the other.
If you have connections.
Yeah. All right. So the 3 offers. Let's get back to that.
Yeah.
So the first offer was, so now realize that ARV was 70 to 75. We okay? Okay. So ARV is 70 to 75, right? Got to check with Emma.
Yeah, and he had started at 60 knowing that the property wasn't in great shape. So
Right.
he started at 60 to be conservative.
Right.
That's how we got to 46.
So the 3 offers you and I spoke of prior to that were this. One, my embarrassing offer, and you always say that, my embarrassing offer is $35,000. Okay? I gave him that offer. He didn't even flinch. He would have done that had he wanted to. He would have done that. Okay? The second offer So they did the lowest offer first because this is what we call comparative offers.
Yep.
You don't make just one offer. You compare them. Here's low, here's high, here's in the middle. It's a comparative offer. Okay. So the low offer was $35,000. The high offer was $50,000, which, by the way, the $35,000 will close in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Right? Or 30 days.
Yep.
Okay. The high offer is we'll give you $50,000, but we're going to close in 10 years.
Yeah.
You need to be the bank, and you need to give us a loan, and we're gonna, because it's $50,000, it's going to be principal only payments. So we're not giving you interest, and we're going to give you the extra money that you're looking for because that's your interest.
Yeah. If he waits, he gets more.
Right.
If he wants it now, he gets less.
Just like we say, if I sell you my computer for $1,000 today, and you give me $1,000 today, how much did you pay for the computer?
$1,000.
Okay, and if I give you my computer for $1,000 today, and you put it in your credit card, and it takes you 2 years to pay for it, how much did you pay for the computer?
$1,236.48.
More than $1,000. That's the point. Okay, because time is in there, and you have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I never made it to the third offer. He said yes.
Yeah, because when I left him the week before, I knew he wanted that. I could tell too, but I didn't want to. I wanted to go over it with you and all that. But yeah, it's
his exact words were, which was classic. It was perfect. Okay, he said, "Well, I have some questions on that." Okay, so now we teach, and I'm not going to do this now, but there's 5 steps to a sale. Okay, and we teach those in the live meetings in the groups. Okay, so if you want to get that stuff, then you can get on our eRIA site and you can get all that stuff. Okay, so there's 5 steps to a sale. He was at step number 4, and when he said, "I have some questions," that's how we know we go to step number 5.
yeah, he's ready. He wants to know.
He wants to know. Okay, so you're done with step number 4. We were done with step 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Boom.
Now we're going on to step 5, and we're done.
Yep.
Okay, and his question was, "What happens if you don't pay us? What happens if you don't pay me?" Right? How long did that take me to handle that objection?
A minute.
3.5 minutes. Yeah, I was thinking 3.5 minutes. You're saying a minute. It was a perfect, logical, easy answer.
Yep.
Okay, because I've had that question answered about 10 million times. I had that question asked. Okay,
I steal your house. That's how I do it.
yeah, exactly.
No,
Here's my black hat. I'll take off my white hat and I'll put on my black hat.
So, of course, everything is covered. Everything's protected. Everything is fair. If I screw up, you win. If you screw up, I win. It's life.
Right. So basically, what happened was he took the second offer, which was, "I'll pay you $50,000." What we did is we actually took his payments that he's collecting now from his tenant, and we just did pure math because math is very logical and doesn't lie, and we subtracted how much his insurance payment was and how much his taxes were, and it came to a net amount, and we got him to realize this is what you're netting on this money. Right?
Yeah, and he knew he was making this much.
And his offer when we did that, he was making $449 profit because the rent was only $850. It's a 1-bedroom condo, so it's cheap.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, it goes like this, right? So if I were to give you $400 a month principal only payments, would you take that? Right? That's what you think you should say, right? But that's not what we said. Would it be worth it for you to give up $49 a month and not have this problem anymore? What do you mean? Well, I'll pay you $400 a month principal only payments. You see the difference between those two conversations?
Yeah, well, you're really saying what he should be thinking in his head,
right,
but don't leave it up to him to figure it out. Tell him.
You have to indoctrinate him, yeah.
Huh?
Okay. So the point is that he said yes to $400 a month, a 10-year mortgage, and he actually paid us like $2,400, or is willing to pay us $2,400 to do an eviction.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was our second offer, which he took.
And no money down.
No money down. Okay.
You know what's crazy? I read this stuff decades ago. Robert Allen's book, Carlton Sheets. I read that stuff years ago. I thought that would be so cool if somebody could do that. And I just did. Yeah. It's just so crazy that people do this stuff.
So now let's do the third offer that we never made.
Yeah.
Okay. So the third offer was, okay, you take the difference because it's a comparative offer. So you take the difference between paying $35,000 and paying $50,000, and you pick a number in the middle. We picked 42.
Yeah.
Okay. It was an arbitrary number.
Well, I also did some math. If I did that to sell it, do some renovations, sell it within a year, that was good numbers for the reno and all that.
Right. So it's still an arbitrary number. We picked it though.
Yeah,
there was some
I didn't
logic
do math
to
on
it.
how much the renovation would be, but yeah, just
There's
right
some
in
logic
there, I'm
to it,
safe.
but,
I'm
yeah.
safe in there within a couple of grand.
So we picked $42,000.
Yep.
So the third offer would have been to him, okay, well, we'll pay you $42,000, which is lower than the 50, higher than the 35, right?
Yep.
And it's kind of in the middle. I'll pay you $42,000 if you give me a mortgage for 12 months, which is now you're now pitching to him to be your hard money lender or your private lender.
Sure. So
Now-
borrowing
now
money
it's a-
from somebody, I just use his money in the house and pay him when it's over.
So technically, what you should do to get this number is you take the 35,000, or I was willing to pay 38,000, so I took 38,000. I put 35 because I wanted room to negotiate.
Yeah.
So I would have come up to 38,000.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Yeah.
take 9% on top of 38,000, and it comes to 42,000. That's how I came up with the number.
Yeah.
Because if I had to go borrow 38,000 and pay 9%, because that's what I pay my private lenders right now, it would cost me over a year's time 42,000.
Yeah.
So I just made him that offer as a private lender, just in disguise. It's not like I'm hiding something. He just doesn't know. I don't have to explain to him what a private lender is. I just make him one.
Yeah, but I've heard you say to people like, well, if I have to go borrow the money, I got to pay someone else. I might as well give it to you.
Right.
They go, oh, yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know, would you like to make some extra money on this? Yeah. Well, if you hold it and I give you the extra money, you'd be like my bank. You get back. Yeah, I'll get extra money. If they're waiting, why not get more money?
Right. So basically, so the third offer was you pay him the 42,000.
Yep.
Right. You close,
Mm-hmm.
and he holds a note for 12 months.
Yep.
No interest.
Mm-hmm.
No principal. I mean, no payments.
Mm-hmm.
You just pay him when you sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we have notes to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Then what you need to do is suppose it needs 10 grand with the renovation, like in this case you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. And the only reason why we want to renovate it now is because if you're going to sell it on the open market, you want it to match the ARV number.
Right.
So if you're going to ask the full price, you have to make it look like the full price.
Yeah, because that's what they're going to see when they go to the condo down the hall, the next one down the road.
The fact that you're renting and the guy's been living in it, we don't need to spend the 10 grand because we're going to try to take that tenant and keep him in there and bump his rent.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. So we can not spend the 10 grand because he's already happy with the condo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna try to get 75,000 for it, we need to make it look like 75,000. So we're gonna have to spend some money.
Sure.
Okay. So in this scenario, we have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the 10,000 is easy peasy, because you know what kind of money that is?
Chump change. What?
That's IRA money.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, anybody listening to this show right now can find at least 3 to 5 people that have an IRA or retirement money, 401k, IRA, anything like that. Which, by the way, I learned the other day that if you take your 401k money and you take it out for real estate investment, there's actually a 10% penalty.
Yeah.
But if you move the money into your IRA,
Yeah.
there's no penalty.
Right.
So I have guys that can help you with that if you just send us,
Sure.
info at flippinghouse.club. I have some accountants that can help you with that.
Yeah.
You're using Equity Trust right now.
I'm using
right?
Equity Trust, and I had a traditional IRA that I would just put money in there and pay the taxes someday when I'm old and poor.
Right.
I decided to be old and rich.
Good.
So I needed the Roth IRA where you pay the taxes first, put the money in, and then whatever you make, it's yours to
Yeah,
keep.
Roth IRA is difficult because you have to make less than $150,000 a year to have a Roth IRA.
Right.
And there's some stipulations.
There's
to
some
get it.
stipulations, but there's what I did was I converted it. I sent it to the company, and they converted it internally. So I think there's a way that you can take it if you're making too much money and use your traditional IRA, and they might be able to convert it. Check.
Right.
But there was a webinar they had about that, which I didn't need, so I didn't follow it up. But there's ways. I love it. I have a few grand in there now. I was going to use it for the condo, and I decided not. There was so many complications. I hadn't learned the routine, and my attorney, my accountant don't understand it fully either. So I decided to leave it in there. I got some money. Yeah. I want to do something with it now. Anybody want to borrow $3,000 for
I do.
A renovation?
Yeah, I need $3,000.
I got $3,000.
Don't ask them. Ask me first.
Oh, you're here.
I need $3,000.
You're here.
When can I get it?
Well, it'll clear today, so Monday.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but I figure I'll do something with it. People buy things and sell them or rent them, like a guitar, and rent it to make a couple of bucks. You know, you can do a lot of things with it, but you have to follow rules. But we'll do a show on that someday.
Let's get off of that.
Yeah.
So if you need to figure out how to do this with retirement money, find a financial investor. If you're looking for a financial investor, here's my suggestion. Type in in Google, type in your city name, and then type in the letters BNI, which is Business Networking Institute. Mm-hmm. They meet all over the country. They're networking groups. They are fabulous groups. Every one of them has a financial advisor in them.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, then go on to meetup.com and just type in financial planning meetings, and you'll find them all over for free.
Cool.
Now, BNI, you have to join. You have to join it, but you can go as a visitor for 3 visits and just go in there and find the financial guy, and you'll be fine. Or go on their website and find a financial. Every BNI has a financial guy, so just find one of those guys, have coffee with him, and he'll help you with all that stuff.
Yeah,
okay, because it is amazing.
Yeah, you get a nice fat book to read with all the details in it from the company for free too, so you can study it.
So what you're going to do is you're going to look for the 10 grand. You're going to ask all your friends and your relatives and all that kind of stuff, right? And you're going to find somebody with an IRA or 401k. And here's the best part about it is, what's the best part about an IRA? They don't need the money right now. They're just looking to build their retirement fund. So whatever profit they make from you is going back into their fund, and it's probably going to be a better investment than what they're getting now.
That's right.
Okay? Good. Let's move on to the dirty little trick.
Okay.
So we got it now. You have to be stubborn.
You have to be stubborn. Point number 1. Persistent. Hang in there.
You got to filter out the dogmas.
Yeah, all the false information. You can't do this. You can't do that. You have to. Okay.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, when you start talking to your family and friends when you first start out, what are they going to give you?
It's advised not to talk to them.
Yeah, they're going to give you all the dogma.
How do you do that? How do you do that? You can't do that.
So basically, you're going against the grain, which is bullshit, because in 1950 is when the realtor came on, and he's the one that laced all this bullshit. Okay, and I'm bashing realtors this morning because it's true. And I don't. And nowadays, it's not like that. But when they first started the industry, that's exactly what they did. Because they needed to protect their commissions. Because in the beginning, they got robbed for their commissions. So they made a lot of laws.
Yeah.
Okay, but the truth of the matter is, prior to 1950, when we had realtors on board, how did we buy and sell real estate?
I guess you couldn't.
Exactly the way we're doing it now.
Yeah.
We did it with land
So this
contracts.
this is more traditional.
Absolutely the way it all began thousands of years ago, and this is how I do it.
So this is not the crazy new ways. This is the crazy old ways.
This is the ancient way.
The normal ways.
Yeah, you know, like they say acupuncture is 3,500 years old.
Yeah.
Well, this is probably 3,500 years old. As long as land has been around, how old is planet Earth? And human beings have been on it. There's been this kind of trading.
Yeah. They're foreclosing on my cave. You want to pick it up for a cheap?
Yeah, I give you 3 birds and 2 sticks, right? And maybe a fire on Friday.
Okay.
Whatever they did. All right.
Now,
the dirty little trick.
Dirty little trick.
Dirty little trick. All right. So I'm going to read it because I had to write it because it took me a while to figure it out. Okay. A lot of stuff that we talk about on this show and in our meetings is mental and psychological training. Okay.
Amen.
So a lot of stuff we're talking about is mental and psychological training. Okay. But what most need is hard, practical, mechanical information.
Mechanical, you mean the steps, just steps, not machine.
How does it mechanically
step,
work?
Step.
Okay. So what most need is hard, practical, mechanical information. The how-tos by showing them how to do it. Because a lot of people don't always understand words. They may read something, but when they have to go apply it, they have trouble. That's most of us. So I know often I'll read something, and when I go to apply it, it's different. Okay? It's not exactly how I thought, my mind thought how it was going to be. So when you're going to mix mental education with practical education, you're going to need help, which is what makes me or makes us different. That's what makes this podcast different. We're giving you a lot of mental and psychological information, but don't think you have enough information. You're going to have to figure out the practical, mechanical aspect of how to do this. And that's why we put up a website called flippinghouses.club. That's why I do support tickets. That's why we're doing a live broadcast now, so we can give you guys more and more physical look at this, right? Because it's really hard to study something when you can't see it.
Right. It's still hard even when you understand how something works. I'm an educator, and I know one of the steps is you do have to. Why are there coaches in the world?
Right.
Why are there mentors? Why does an executive have a team of staff around him that specialize in detail so he can get help exactly how it's done?
That's right.
I mean, I understand what you say all the time, but like when it comes to do, it's like, you have to
you
practice
just said it earlier. You listen to me. You're with me every single everything.
Yeah.
You do. You're with me in the car. We do videos in the car. We're in houses. We're going to look at a house today. My probate lawyer has a house. We need to go look at it. Then I need to go later on. My daughter found a house in Cheshire. I got to go look. I mean, you're with me all the time. and you hear me rattle. You even hear, not only you hear me talking to you, but you hear me on the phone with my students.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me on the phone with my lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me on the phone with my money people.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me on the phone with the realtor. And yet when you go to do it, you're like, Bill.
Yeah. Because all the pieces are like this, and they're not all straight in my head yet until I've done it.
Right.
So, but the more I go, the more I feel confident with the parts I've did. I might learn more of those, but I have to focus on the next step, and you just get there.
So how do I get the status? Well, it's because I've done all these things, and I've actually I have a lot of experience, right? I've number one, number two, I've organized the experience, so I can train my staff. Is how it first started. And number three, not only have I organized it, but I've put it in a sequence that you can follow and actually do.
Yeah.
And I'm not a guru. I don't want to be a guru. I'm not any of that. In fact, all this happened by accident. You know, we'll tell that story. We tell that story all the time, so you can go get that somewhere else, right? You definitely get that when you're on the ERIA. The ERIA, by the way, we do a live meeting once a month, and we record them, and we don't broadcast them. And we give them to our members. So you can go every single month and see my live meeting. Just go to flippinghouses.club, look for the ERIA. I think it's $7 a month or something like that. It's like stupid money.
Can I define that? Electronic Real Estate Investment
Association. Yeah, so RIA's a real estate investment association. You find them all over the country.
Yeah.
This is it's online.
The E one.
Yeah, the E
Good.
is electronic. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you can go there and you can see me doing deal structuring. You can see me in the live meetings, which is how a lot of my guys started, was those live meetings.
Yeah.
So you can go get more information there.
Yeah.
But you need more than mental information.
Yeah. You
need to actually know the practical, hard, mechanical way things work, the sequences and how they work.
Right.
It's not difficult.
No, but
you just got to go through it a couple times yourself.
It's so powerful. I've said this many times. I'll say it again. I've looked at this stuff many times. I've gone to seminars. I've gone to meetings. I've done all this stuff. And then I said, I'm just going to go with Bill because they want thousands of dollars. I'll pay him or split deal. I don't care. And you gave me one thing to do. Just go do this. I did it. And a week to 10 days later, people are calling me with houses. Yeah. And I called you, Bill, I got a house. Can you come look at it with me, please? Yeah. But the important thing is not to worry about all the steps. You can't. Right. You'll kill yourself. You'll blow your brains up. I woke up yesterday because 3 things had to be done on this condo deal, and 2 I had no idea, never heard of them. Something for the insurance and a certificate of what? Lead and like what? I don't know what that is. So I woke up like, what the heck? And you get this like weird lost feeling, you know? You just do. I'm not stupid, but I was lost. Got up, made the phone calls. Okay, got that straightened out. Right. But you just don't know.
You just need to do the next step.
The next step. And the thing about you is the first step.
Right.
When you do the first step, something happens so you can have something to do the second step with.
Yeah, you were off trying to get LLCs and entities.
I need
an
attorney.
Kind of
I need what's an escrow?
Yeah.
What kind of bird is that?
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I have two more things I want to cover because we're at our hour.
Okay.
So I want to shout out to all of our fans because I want help, and I never ask for anything. We're in episode number 46.
Yeah.
And I've never asked anybody for anything. I give you information. I feel like in my exchange in abundance, but I'm actually asking for help. I need help.
Okay.
I need this. I need you to help me with this.
With the roof?
Because with the roof.
What do you need, Bill?
We actually have on our on iTunes. We have somebody that put a review on that said that we are self-deprecating. The show was very self-deprecating.
Deprecating?
Deprecating.
I got the wrong word.
Deprecating.
Deprecating. What does that mean, Emma?
I think it means we poop.
Self-deprecating is like you make fun of yourself. Like you talk about yourself in a demeaning way.
In a derogatory way. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it.
That sounds like you.
My mother's on the line says I'm pompous and arrogant. I don't know how I could be self-deprecating at the same time.
Maybe try not to be arrogant.
I don't know. So, personally, that person's not listening anymore because they said it. So, thank you very much for firing me. I like that. Get the hell away from me because I don't feel like that person's correct. So, what I would like is I don't want that. Drop my review from a 5 to a 4 point something, 4.2.
Boom.
To a 4.
To a 4.
4?
I don't feel like I deserve that. Mm-hmm. So what I want people to do is I want you to go to flippinghouses.club/podcast, flippinghouses.club/podcast. On the right side, it says leave a review on iTunes, right? Yeah? Okay. Go to flippinghouses.club/podcast and please leave me a review. Unless, of course, you think she's correct, send me an email because I will change it because that is not what we want.
But explain it this time.
Yes. So send me an email at info@flippinghouses.club. Info@flippinghouses.club. So it's info@flippinghouses.club.
You can't please everybody.
I understand that. It kind of, and I get that, but it was just the words. What was it? I don't even want to know this word.
We'll look it up.
Self-deprecating.
Self-deprecating.
Let me look up the review. I can look at.
We'll look
I
it
can
up.
No,
say
that's
it word
fine.
by
We
word.
don't want to do it anymore. That's fine.
Okay.
So what I want, thank you, Emma. I don't want to talk about it anymore. What I want is I want help from you guys. I'm going to ask for the next couple shows to please go give us a review to push that review down and get my review back up to number 5. If you guys don't know me, my name is Bill the Dealmaker. I like competition because I like to blow it up. I don't like to be the loser. Mm-hmm. Okay? I'm not doing that. So please help me.
Can I make a request? With your request?
Sure.
I would prefer if people say review anything that they've actually gotten help with. Not that they like us or don't like us. I don't care about liking us or not liking us. If the information has helped you, that's what I think would be more useful. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay? Because I have lots of reviews on the things that I do, and I like to see those personally, how I help somebody. Not that he's nice. Forget nice. Did I help you? Good.
Right.
Okay?
So I'm going to do something I've never done before because this is our debut. Is that right?
It's our
Yeah.
Bill, it's our
Debut. No, that's now. That's what the girl just said we were doing. We don't want to do that.
Oh, can't you take a little humor?
Debut. Okay. So just because this is our, what is the word I want?
Premiere.
Premiere.
This is
There
our
you go.
premiere.
Yeah. This is our pilot program, right? How many more things can we get? I'm going to release the title of the next show.
Oh.
Ah.
I have a week to figure out what you're going to say, and it won't help.
Yeah. The next show, I'm not going to do this again because I'm not going to do this every week. I'm just going to do it today just because I want to do it.
Fine.
Okay? So the next show is called 3 Things That Make Deals Bad. 3 things that make deals bad.
Okay.
They're really simple, but you got to know.
Is bad breath one of them?
In that case, I'm out because I smoke cigars, and my wife tells me I got bad breath all the time. She says my clothes stink, my hair stink, and she's right.
Yeah.
She's 100% right. So God bless my wife for putting up with me.
Gesundheit.
Yeah. Not my mother, because she's 1,200 miles away, or 1,500 miles away. And if she had her way, it wouldn't be that way today. Every time I talk to her lately, she's like, when are you coming, Bill? When are you coming, Bill?
You
Yeah,
better
I
be
gotta get down
careful.
there. No, I'm in trouble.
She's
already.
watching you.
That's all right. I know I got to get down there. Okay, Emma, anything else?
That's it.
How'd we do?
Good.
Yeah? Any questions?
No questions from
We
Kat.
just had a couple questions. Okay, good. So from now on, Thursday mornings, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, go to flippinghouses.club/live stream. If you need to email us, which, by the way, we need to change our intro and exit so we can put that email in there. Our email address is info@flippinghouses.club, or you can go to flippinghouses.club and go to customer support. And if you need any help, just go there because there's plenty of content, plenty of material. And remember, what you need to do is stop taking in mental information and start getting the practical, mechanical aspect of it done. And I want to help you with that. We have lots of videos. We have a lot of content right now, so we can help you with that. Okay? Perfect. Over and out, Peter. See you next week. Let's go buy a house.
Let's get 2.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
You're going to look at 2.
Oh, shucks. Yes, I did. Over and out.
Thanks for tuning in to the hottest real estate topics on the planet with Bill and Pete. If you want to continue learning how to buy and sell real estate without money or credit, head over to flippinghouses.club for some cutting-edge real estate wealth tools. Or contact us at info@flippinghouses.club.